Welcome back to Look Today. I recently interviewed Saratoga Springs Public Safety Commissioner candidate Sarah Berger on my show Beyond the Headlines. We talked about a lot of issues, but unfortunately we did run out of time. So we have Sarah on our Look Today segment to talk a little bit more about her campaign and some of the issues that are out there in Saratoga Springs. Sarah, thanks for coming on Look Today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
One of the issues we weren't able to talk about on the Beyond the Headlines show is the Darrell Mount lawsuit. It's very specific to the office that you're seeking. That's been in the news a lot in recent months. About a year ago, there was a lawsuit filed against the Saratoga Springs police officers. Recently, there's been an update to that lawsuit. If you could bring our viewers up to speed on what's going on with that lawsuit and your feelings about it.
Sure. Most recently, the plaintiff in that case, which that case was brought on behalf of the estate of Darrell Mount, his family, amended the civil action and is now alleging that the city and the incumbent commissioner himself has engaged in racial profiling as well as a police cover-up. In sum and substance, it is alleged that the story that has been told about what happened to Mr. Mount was made up. And that story that has been told was that Mr. Mount, who was chased by police in August 2013, that he fled from police, climbed up on scaffolding, took a fall from the scaffolding, sustained injuries, and that as a result of those injuries he died. However, what is being alleged by the plaintiff is that he was never up on any scaffolding and that the injuries he sustained had nothing to do with falling from scaffolding. And that, in fact, he sustained those injuries perhaps from the police themselves. Mm-hmm. Now, those are very, very, very severe allegations, obviously, and they are allegations, and yes, allegations that would have to be proven, of course. Mm-hmm. Now, after the lawsuit was amended, the incumbent commissioner issued a press release, which he sent to the paper, stating that the lawsuit itself was reckless and baseless, and so on and so forth, which I thought was very interesting that he decided to do that. I mean, the city has attorneys, and their attorneys would have to enter an answer and send a response to the court, mm-hmm, legally. Again, similar to the letter that was recently sent by the incumbent commissioner to the Attorney General's office saying, enough, I think you should hurry up and finish your investigation. I saw this also as a sort of political maneuver done by the incumbent commissioner saying, okay, there's nothing here either. Mm-hmm. There seems to be a bit of a pattern of behavior with the incumbent saying, it's not me, it's you.
Mm-hmm. Now, Commissioner Matthiessen did say that they had conducted an internal review, my understanding is, and that they had, through their internal review, had indicated that nothing inappropriate occurred. I'm assuming that, from your opinion, that's not enough.
That is correct. In my opinion, in situations like these, what we should have in Saratoga Springs is a civilian review board, and I stand very firmly on that. It is time that we look at forming a civilian review board and that we do it. We are the only city, the only major city in the capital region without one. They don't all function well. I mean, there are good civilian review boards. Some function better than others. Mm-hmm. However, like I said, we're the only one without one, and they are often utilized to get to the bottom of controversial issues like this one. And they also promote community partnerships. Mm-hmm. You help get the community involved, and with the police officers, with the department, with the city government, and I think only good can come of that.
Now, what's the if you could kind of take us through the process now, right? The suit was filed. There's been some updates to the suit. Commissioner had conducted an internal investigation. He's come out and said that essentially he doesn't believe that there's any merit to the lawsuit. Where does it go from here? What's the legal process now that we're going to see unfold?
Well, from this point, I have not seen the city's papers. I don't know what they've filed in response, but they have to legally respond to the accusations that were made in the amended complaint, as it's called. Beyond that, I don't know if they're going to answer that. They can either file an answer denying or admitting those allegations, or they can file a motion asking the court to throw the case out. I doubt that they will do that. They will probably just deny the allegations, and then the court will move forward, and they'll begin collecting evidence and taking depositions from witnesses, interviewing people, looking at other types of evidence, consulting with experts perhaps. I'm sure that the plaintiffs have some type of a forensic doctor that will give some type of testimony.
Yeah,
as well.
there had been some indication in the article that I had read that the attorney had indicated that some of the injuries may not be. You couldn't specifically say that they were related to a fall, and I know that can be debated in the courts. The different forensic people will say different things, so I'm sure that if it ends up coming to that, is going to be obviously a very important part of the investigation or the trial.
Yeah, I think it's important also here to note, though, that as an attorney, I know that you don't file a claim without a good faith basis. You have to have a good faith basis to make out a claim. You don't just go to court and say, I'm going to sue somebody and accuse them of racial profiling because I woke up today and decided that was a good idea.
Right.
So, you know, I imagine, knowing the attorney that represents the plaintiff in this action, who is a former police officer himself, I might add, and I know he is very familiar not only with law enforcement but with civil rights litigation, because that is what he does. He must have a basis for it, and to take on a case of this nature, which is extremely sensitive and high profile, there must be some basis for it. But whether or not you can prove all of your allegations, that always remains to be seen, is being able to actually prove the allegations in the complaint.
Well, it's situations like this that make you realize that serving in public office is serious business. There's a lot of things that come up that are very heavy that you have to take on. So I appreciate you coming on and talking about this particular issue and joining us on Look today.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for tuning in, and you can check out this interview again by heading over to our website at looktvonline.com.